You ready for a quickie? You ready for a quickie? That's what's going to happen right here, right now. This story, is my microphone on? Always got to check the microphone. Anyway, this story is frustrating on many different levels, many different levels. But at the end of the day, need to get the word out, need to start the conversation because the public may very well be able to help in this case. And it's not just a local case. This is a case involving 1,500 miles and half of the country. So everyone needs to know about Melodee. Melodee Buzzard is her name. Her mom's name is Ashley. And everyone is asking, hey, Mom, where is Melodee? But guess what? Mom is not talking. This is insanity. This is absolute insanity for this 9-year-old girl. All right, let's do this. I'm Vinny Politan, lead anchor at Court TV. I host 2 hours of live true crime every night. Tonight at 8, we'll be talking about this story. I get a live report from Santa Barbara County. The reporter who is leading the charge in all of this has a lot of information for us tonight, so we'll take a look at that. Also at 9 o'clock, we're going to talk about a case out of Hawaii involving a doctor, his wife, and a hike on her birthday that almost resulted in her death. She survived, thank goodness. We'll talk about that. But right now we're talking about Melodee Buzzard, 9-year-old girl from Santa Barbara County, California, who has seemingly vanished, but mom is not talking. I'm Vinny Politan. This is Vinny Live.
Hey, get ready, get set, let's go.
It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinny Live. It's true crime, streaming live, worldwide. It's Vinny Live. Get ready. So post inside the chat. Get ready for the prosecutor hat. Get set to like and to subscribe. Let's go. It's time for Vinny Live.
All right, perfect timing for everyone. You've made it, just jumped on. You know, this is the way I do it. I can't do it like everybody else. I can't plan these things ahead of time. It's rare that I can. And there's Zuko. He doesn't even know what's going on. He wants to get in on the chat. But anyway, this is the way I do it. You know, there's a big story. We're covering it tonight. I want to talk about it today in this live stream. And get some information out as quickly as possible, and then a deeper dive tonight. And I'll be diving into this in future live streams as well. Hopefully we get a great result. I have no idea what happened here to this young girl, 9 years old. Her name is Melodee Buzzard. I'll make her picture a little larger here. Where is it? All right, here we go. That's her mom on the left. You can see, I mean, mother-daughter, they look alike. How could anyone even think of bringing harm to this beautiful girl with her wild hair? And guess what? She looks like mom. She looks like her mother. She looks like her mother. Now, there's a lot to the backstory here. We'll get into more of it tonight at 8 o'clock on Court TV, but let's get into some of it now that we know. Mom was homeschooling her. And that was the trigger here, because when you homeschool, you don't do it in a vacuum. There's some level of coordination and reporting, and that was not happening. And that sort of triggered this search because mom was a single mom. So it was just the two of them in their house out in Santa Barbara County, California. So just two of them in the house, homeschooling. So there's not a lot of interaction with the outside world necessarily. There were clearly some issues going on in her family as well. Because one thing that you will see tonight is an interview with the mother, Ashley's mother, which is Melodee's grandma. We're going to show you parts of that interview. And there seemed to be a level of a broken relationship there between that mother and daughter. And that may give us some insight into what's happening here. Obviously, everyone's looking at mental issues with mom. But, you know, whatever, everyone's dealing with issues. Everyone is. When you are taking care of a girl that needs you and looks to you for everything, you are responsible for that child. If you can't handle the child, make the call, pick up the phone. But apparently she had cut off the father's family from Melodee. Now, there was tragedy in Melodee's life. She lost her dad, I believe, to an accident. Again, more details on that tonight. So dad was out of the picture, not because he wanted to be, because of a tragedy. And then mom, obviously, is the one who has custodial rights, and then cut off that part of the family. So I just got distracted by a text message from work. Trying to stay on top of everything here. 9 years old. 9 years old. And the backstory here is that the sheriff's department goes to the house, mom not cooperating, not saying anything. Now, you don't have to say anything, right? You don't have to say anything. What's different that's happening here that we've seen in other cases, there's like a bunch of lies, but I just think she's not saying anything. I don't think she's saying anything. Like providing no cooperation whatsoever. It's one thing. Sometimes they pretend to cooperate and make things up. Like we've seen that in the Emmanuel story, right? We saw it with Daybell. There was also some level of lying in that one. Obviously, we saw it in Orlando. So there is something really strange about this story, which is the last known proof of life, October 7th. And then between October 7th and now, the mother apparently takes this 1,500-mile drive to Nebraska and then drives back from Nebraska. So I think it's like 3,000 miles total, I believe. About, give or take. I mean, Nebraska's in the middle of the country. Santa Barbara County's out on the coast. Like takes this seemingly random drive in a rented Chevy Malibu. So I think that's part of what is going on here in the search is that this isn't a case that is isolated to a certain location. If she takes this wild drive, they need information concerning anyone who may have seen anything of value relative to this drive, right? Can they figure out a time when Melodee is no longer with mom? Can they pinpoint that timeline based upon this trip from surveillance video, or maybe someone at a rest stop, someone at a gas station, someone at a convenience store, someone at a restaurant who saw mom and Melodee, or maybe just mom without Melodee? So those are the issues. So it's sometime after the 7th when all this happens. Again, we're jumping all in on this story today. I've got the reporter who has been on top of this thing from the beginning. There are a lot of things happening. You've got protests taking place in front of the mother's house. The mother's sister is trying to get answers from Ashley. It's obviously, like with so many stories that we cover night in and night out, there's some level of mental illness. It's not an excuse, but it's an explanation underlying why all this is happening. Rebecca, what is the father saying? Rebecca, my understanding is that the father passed away in a tragic accident. And that's when Ashley took over full custody and sort of took her out of the father's family's life. So on the paternal side, everyone on that side has been cut off, including the grandparents. Ashley Oaks doesn't sound good. No, it doesn't sound good. It sounds really bad. It sounds scary because there's no proof or evidence of her in the home now. And I think they've executed search warrants of the home. So there's a lot of sketchy details. So, you look at this case and you figure, like, how do you get to the truth? Can you get mom to just say what is happening? How do you do that? Do you do that through legal pressure? Do you do that through psychological pressure? I'm going to show you some video tonight, which is really chilling, of Melodee's aunt, the mom's sister, standing in front of the house with the reporter I'm going to talk to. And at the moment she's being interviewed, all of a sudden, the mom comes out of the house and the aunt runs right over. And you're going to see what happens in this interaction. And obviously the aunt, just wants to know, where's my niece? How are you doing? Will you speak with me? And she won't. She slams the door on her sister. It's bizarre behavior. But it's dangerous. It's bizarre and dangerous when you're talking about a child, and the child is nowhere to be found. And where do you start searching? If someone is in a car with a child and goes 1,500 miles to some random place in Nebraska, I think the family, they have some relatives in Ohio, maybe, but no, there's no reason. There's no reason for them to go to Nebraska. It seems random, but it creates such a wide range of search. How do you even begin a search? So I think that's where they really need the help of the public. And it's not just the public in Santa Barbara County. It's the public from everywhere between Santa Barbara County and Nebraska and back, depending upon what route you take. You might take the most direct, you might not. I don't think Ashley's mom lives in Nebraska, cheapskate. I don't think so, because that would be the grandma, and the grandma spoke to the reporter out in California, like in person. So I think she's local. I think mom said there aren't any relatives in Nebraska, maybe in Ohio. Now, because of the interstate aspect of all this, the FBI is on the case as well. But this is not an easy one to track. Not at all. And that's why I think this case has to get a spotlight on it, because I'm not convinced that she's gone, if you know what I mean, right? I think there's a chance she could be found. But some strange circumstances here. Some really strange circumstances and dangerous circumstances. So those are the basics. That's the basics. And that's really all I have time for today, is to get into some of the basics and get the story out there. I want to get the better picture. Let me get a better picture here. Where do I have it? Pointing and clicking. All right. Here we go. Here's a clean picture. And that's the one that's been put out by the FBI and the Sheriff's Department in Santa Barbara. Easy to spot if you see her, if you know what she looks like. right? And Bodacina or Bodacina. Why not just say where Melodee is? It doesn't make sense, and that usually ends very badly. Well, we don't know psychologically what's happening with the mom. If she's delusional, has ongoing issues, I don't know. But I believe they did get a search warrant for the house, which could lead to a search warrant of her devices, phone, computer. Maybe they could dig something up there. Is it possible to track where the car was? It's a Chevy Malibu. You know, it's a new car. If it's a rental car, it's likely newer. Is there any way to track where that car was? I don't know. I don't know. Look at this. Nurse She-Devil. Omaha, Nebraska put out a statement today on Facebook. Wow. All right. So they're looking everywhere. They're looking everywhere. That's right. It's Melodee. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right, Chaos. It's Melodee's older sister who's in the video, not Ashley's sister. It's Melodee's sister, but she's old. She's not like a little kid. She's like older. Chaos lives in the middle of the chaos. Chaos living in the chaos. Thank you so much for that correction. So here's her image. Share it on social media. Take a screenshot or whatever you got to do to share her image, her story. Mm-hmm.
To get happy, it's time to get funky. It's time for us to smile, 'cause here comes Max Spunky.
Like Spunky, don't rental cars all have GPS? I don't know. I think if you have a newer car, would be more likely. Do rental car companies track all of their vehicles? Do they spend the money to have them tracked? I'm not sure. I think it would be a good business practice, perhaps, to be able to do that, but I'm not sure if they do. Hopefully they do. Or do we want them tracking all of us all the time? I don't know. But this one, I think, will garner people's attention. But they need help. They absolutely need the help. They need help around the country. Now, she went to Nebraska, but is Nebraska like the only place? No, to get from Santa Barbara to Nebraska, you're going through a lot of states, a lot of cities. I mean, you're probably driving through some desert area as well. I haven't looked at the exact potential routes to do all of this. There's a lot to get to. But Gen X pointing out, yeah, she's darling. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the hair is good. I mean, it's good that she has this hair that's flowing. This can be much more memorable, right? If you see her or spot her or may have seen her, oh yeah, I remember seeing a girl that looked like that with a mom that, yeah, like, and make the call, trying to put together these pieces. I'm sure they're trying to put together the route she took, the timeline of it, and trying to figure out through all the potential surveillance video that exists. People may be sitting on important video that they don't even know is important. But the lack of cooperation here is telling. But you got to find her. You need to find her because I think there's a chance that she's alive. I really do. And that's not just the hope. I mean, I think there's a real chance here because this is so strange that it doesn't have to necessarily be what we all hope it isn't. Rakim, did I miss something? Why do they think Melodee's in danger? Because they can't find her. I mean, she's being raised by Ashley, her single mom, and her single mom is not talking, and she is nowhere to be found, Melodee. Nowhere to be found. Ashley Bouchard, along with Gen X, a part of our mod squad. My first thought is telling me mom sold her. I mean, maybe something more random and bizarre. Hopefully. That would be evil. That wouldn't be mental illness. That would be like just plain evil. Like mental illness would leave her somewhere, or you know what I mean? But of course, as I mentioned, Ashley, part of our world famous mod squad.
The mod squad, keeping order in the chat. The mod squad, the mod squad, spotting trolls who attack. The mod squad, oh, Gen X is ready and on the scene. Frankie Figs making sure they're keeping it clean. And Jennifer Soubey telling haters don't be so mean. And Ashley Bouchard on top of our Facebook screen. We are the mod squad, cleaning up the mess. The mod squad, the mod squad, simply the best. The mod squad, the mod squad.
Simply the best, folks. Our mod squad on the job. They have the toughest job of any moderators anywhere. Most moderators, they get like a heads up. Hey, yeah, I think we're going to go live, tomorrow at 2, or maybe we'll go live, this afternoon. No, yeah, I send a text. Going live at 5. When did I send the text? At like 4:59. That's the job of our mod squad, but they're always there for us. Thank you so much. So tonight at 8, yes. Oh, look who's here, folks. Peter, exit 114 on the job. Thank you, Peter. Montana Mystic already has the verdict in of guilty. Well, there's no charges yet, right? This is an interesting part of what we're going to talk about tonight, and I'll talk about a little bit today. Like, what can law enforcement do? Like in the Lori Daybell case, they figured out some way to get her in custody with some charges to try to put some pressure on. But then the other part of it is letting him linger out there and get a warrant so you can tap phones and maybe follow them and figure out if maybe something with their behavior helps lead you to an answer. So I think there's really kind of a balance in how you want to approach a case like this. I don't think she's, I don't think she has tons of money. I don't think she's like going to disappear into thin air at any point soon. So what gives you a better chance of leading to her, letting her sort of dangle out there and keeping an eye on her and surveillance and search warrants, etc., or getting her into custody and putting some pressure on her? The problem is you get her into custody, then she's got a lawyer, and then she's never going to talk, right? Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to let her linger out there for a while, at least. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at on this one. By the way, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X today. A couple programming notes tomorrow midday. We're going to have a special early tangent podcast because somebody couldn't be there on Friday. I forgot who it was. Probably Al, but I'm not sure if it was Al or Jonesy. So we'll have a tangent podcast tomorrow, and we're going to take a look at the Netflix documentary everyone's talking about, Perfect Neighbor. It was a trial on Court TV before it was a documentary on Netflix. So we're going to take a look at that case and a lot of the issues surrounding that case tomorrow. I'm also going to take a look at it on my TV show, one of my shows on Vinnie Politan Investigates. I think tomorrow night we're doing that one. So we'll have a couple looks at it tomorrow. What else do I have? Yeah, Britt Black. The Perfect Neighbor was really good. It was very interesting. It was, for me, taking a look at it the way they presented it versus how we covered it on my shows when she was first charged, and also how we covered it on Court TV with the actual trial. What's interesting, it was a self-defense kind of case. So, of course, the first thing people do is they attack, stand your ground. That's just like knee-jerk reaction. Blame, stand your ground. Blame, stand your. We'll get into it tomorrow, and I'm sure Al will probably attack the stand your ground laws. That's my guess, but I'm not sure. So that's tangents tomorrow. Mark your calendar, midday. I think we have to do it around noon. So that'll probably that one I'll actually give everyone a heads up on, right? Because we have scheduled it, because there's two other people I do it with. So that's that. That's that. Let's see. All right. What else do we have here? I've got a, you can hear what's going on with my voice. I noticed it during my show last night. I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here, man? Am I getting some fall allergies? Is there something happening with my voice? So I'm going to have to whisper for the rest of this live stream. All right. All right. Jury Duty Pod, Kimberly B. Vocal Zone. Try them. They're amazing. Vocal. I don't know what that is. What is that? Try them. I don't know what it is. Is it a lozenge? Sha-na-na. Thanks for all you do, Vinny. Thank you, Sha-na-na. How many people got that reference? Hopefully Sha-na-na got that reference at a minimum. All right. All right. By the way, for those of you interested in some of the merch, also, I noticed in the last live stream, there was a big debate about the Vinny Originale spot and song, which one they like. Some people were going old school on it, saying they like the old one more than the new one, which is interesting.
T-shirt and a hoodie, a beach towel and a mug. A new design from Vinny is better than a drug. True crime merch, you know he did it. True crime merch, mark the exhibit. True crime merch, we hate Casey. True crime merch from Vinny Originale. Our tangent stuff is great, unlike any others. Buy it now, don't wait. Perfect for all you mothers. True crime merch, allegedly. True crime merch, stepped on a bee. True crime merch, it's not free. True crime merch from Vinny Originale.
All right. That's the new one. Some people are like, Remember the olden days with the old theme? Well, maybe we'll play it from time to time. Maybe on Thursdays. If I stream on Thursdays, I'll play the old one as a throwback. How about that? That makes sense. Let me remove. How do I remove this?
Hey, everybody.
Oh, no, there it is.
I've got something for your body. For your body. You can wear it by yourself or with Frankie Valli. It's true crime merch from Vinny Originale. It's true crime merch. It's true crime merch. It's true crime merch from Vinny Originale. From Vinny Originale.
All right. I don't know which one you like better. I like them both. All right. Thanks to you, Vinny. I understand my boyfriend's type 1 diabetic and how the pump works, and I sing the song. Even he thinks I'm nuts. All right. Well, you're a great girlfriend, Montana Mystic, taking care of our type 1, our T1Ds. All right. Jury Duty Pod Kimberly wants to do a gnarly mashup of the two songs. I don't know. I think they're both. I agree with Gen X. I think they're both kind of catchy. Both very earwormy. They get in your mind and then you start singing them. Anyhow, I got to get ready. I got 2 hours of live true crime tonight on television. 2 hours. So I'll put the picture up one more time. Obviously, we'll be talking about a Melodee. We'll be talking about Ashley. Live report from Santa Barbara. Some interesting information that you're going to get tonight on our show. So make sure you tune in at 8 for the latest in Melodee. We'll also take a look at the trial on Court TV involving the Irish fireman accused of a word you just can't say on YouTube. Like, it's crazy. Can you believe that YouTube, I can say things on broadcast television that YouTube will ding me for? Like, YouTube doesn't understand true crime. YouTube doesn't understand the news. They don't understand trial coverage. They just don't understand. So, it's crazy that we have to use all these like workarounds when what we're talking about is news that can actually help people, can educate the public, can help find missing children. Yet they just don't take the time to understand it. Their algorithm, their artificial intelligence is so stupid they don't know the difference between information that is helpful versus information that just takes advantage of situations. To me, it drives me absolutely bonkers because I've worked in cable television where anything goes. I've worked in broadcast television where, there's certain things you can't say and can't do. And then here on YouTube, which is the World Wide Web, is the most restrictive of all mediums, which is ridiculous, but it's the way of the world. So anyhow, sorry about that. I'll step off of my soapbox, but please, get a screenshot of her, share the story if you can. I think I posted something on Facebook, the image. You can share that. Anyhow, the rules, Jennifer Sube, the rules are arbitrary and stunad, really, because they don't have any context. It's just a blanket. It's just a blanket world of artificial intelligence and algorithms. I'm afraid to put her picture up because it's a girl. It's a young girl that somehow that, and we're putting the picture up so we can help find her. Frustrating. All right. Every quarter we have a competition here on Vinny Live, and we're going strong here in the fourth quarter. The winner at the end of the quarter gets to pick out an item in the Vinny Originale True Crime merch shop. But you have to win, and you have to guess my blood sugar.
He's a type 1. He's type 1. His pancreas is on first. He has diabetes, type 1 juvenile diabetes. And so it's time to guess, is more or less. What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar? Under 70, he gets laced head. Under 60, all the alarms start ringing. Over 180, he starts to get lethargic. But when it's 90, Vinny, eyes are singing. And so it's time to guess, is it more or less? What's his blood sugar? What's Vinny's blood sugar?
Oh!
But take a guess. Yes, take a guess. Let's guess Vinny's blood sugar now.
All right, a big win on this Tuesday for Deborah McDermott at 101. Writing it down, logging it. All right, 10, 21, 25. All right. Keep playing. We've got 3 people with 1 win this quarter, so they're all tied. Brian M., Gringa, Deborah McDermott, all with victories. All right, tomorrow, Tangent Podcast. Tonight, Melodee, Buzzard, Where Is She? The latest from Santa Barbara County. 9 o'clock, Dr. Gerhard Koenig and his wife or ex-wife now, Ariel, the attempted red rum case out of Hawaii. We'll be talking about that. All right. So that's all coming up. I got to go. It's late already. I've got to get all gussied up for television. I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Thank you to the Mod Squad. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the great conversation. Please like this. Please share this. Please follow. Please subscribe. And please, please, please don't forget to hug the kids.
Say goodbye. Thank you for watching Vinny Live. We'll be back, but I don't know when. We hope that you will watch again. Vinny Live. It's Vinny Live. Whoa, it's Vinny Live. To our awesome mosh. Thank you for those super chats. Please hit the like and do subscribe. Let's do it again on Vinny Live. Now before you go, just one more thing. Please post below, say anything. It's Vinny Live. Whoa!
Melodee.